The stage of the justice. Balance, defined in the balance and the principle of impartiality. Guys, the choice sometimes can be not led by heart. It's a third choice on our way path. Sometimes we need to consider everything what's happening around us. We need to consider different sides of the situation, all causes and consequences. By doing this, we come to the balance. This energy suggests us clearly look at our results. Without emotions, without components, good or right, accepted or not accepted in the society, but just very mature, like it is. Whatever we have after our choices and our acts, it's a natural, fair result of all our movements. That all our victories, the same as our defeats, it's a natural, fair and logical result of everything what we choose and how we act. That everyone who is sitting in this room, in this spot, is sitting here because before you did your choices and your acts. Everybody has different stories, but the energy builds the same. It's a result of everything what we choose and do. Here we don't have any emotions. We are just very sober, very clear. We see on the other results, logical results. There is no moral assessments here. It's just clear look at the situation, like it is. This is personal responsibility. Here we also take decision, but here we think about consequences. Here we didn't think about consequences. We just took the choice, we tried to find a compromise and to follow the path. Here it's like the opposites. Here we need to think. Not all choices are good, not all choices brings you good result. Some choices will lead to some consequences, and some consequences you cannot fix. And here we consider all sides of the situations. It's a very thinkful decision. And this decision should go through the critical test and rely on some true information and data. So our justice shown is that got this decay. We have this that has in the right hand the sword and in the other hand the scales. Symbol of judgment, instruments of justice, of judgment. Scales on the left hand shows that intuition in the justice is also not forgotten, because sometimes we don't have a solid proof, but we feel who is guilty, or we feel that it is not correct. But anyway, on the right hand, we have a sword that anyway, the decision should be logical and thinkful. So we rely more on that. The justice, it's a guard. She's fixing the balance again and again in the world, in our lives, in the relationship, in the situation. Does not matter how many times it was broken. And this is her biggest power. She reminds us that everything in this world is connected. And all our choices and acts will have some kind of results and consequences. And have an echo in the universe. This is divine energy that keeps the balance in the world and in our lives in the thin, very thin, invisible level. Here, first time we say the word karma. The sense of karma is just impartial balancing, without any emotions. And in this case, the eyes of the karma is open, always open, and we see on the card it's not open because in some symbols they show the justice with a closed eyes, that she does not consider any other options, but not in tarot, because tarot shows the beginning of the first decks. We don't say about some other decks that nowadays they create. From the beginning, it's the eyes are always open. And this card, especially in the reading, is always confuses, because we never think how we really truly behave. We just did something and we did. We don't think in the very simple way, like was it good or was it bad in the long perspective. We try to forget it and don't think about consequences. And justice is always put us in front of this truth, that all our behavior, sooner or later, will reach the result, and we need to deal with it. We will have consequences. And this card, the karma, we cannot go around, we cannot avoid it, we will reach it anyway. For instruments, it's a scales, sword, and open eyes. Beginners, when they see the justice in the tarot reading, they start to say like, justice will prevail, everything will be good. Yes, but it does not depend on our wish. The result will be fair and logical. It does not matter what we think. If we did something wrong, we will be punished. If we did everything correct, we will have a good decision. Somebody else will be punished. This is how karma works. And here we are talking about prosecutors and the criminal and this administrative laws, because here is only moral principles and guilts. Here you will pay a fine. So guys, honest, impartial, logic, well-considered and objective decisions based on the facts and long thinking. We count all pluses and all minuses. Put cross the line. If the pluses is more, then we take decision yes. If the minuses is more, then we take decision no. Do we like it or not? This is just logical decision without any emotional things. On this stage, we learn to be perfectly honest with ourselves without any self-deception. It's a skill to see all causes and consequences. People who has very good integrated and developed this card, they can say what will happen in the future. And you know these people who, we call them wise people. Like they always know what will happen. Not because they are some magical people or they have some instruments. No, because they just see very clear causes and consequences. And this kind of person was my grandfather. So he was just a normal person. But he always said like this, like, oh, I wish I would be wrong, but it will happen, this and this and this. He was living in the village, 2,000 people. He did not have some experience with many things in the world. But he saw very clear these causes and consequences. Logical thinking. That's it. And we think like these people, they have some magical skills to predict the future. No, they just can come. Okay, on the stage of the chariot, we leave our childhood and we go to adult world. And here we stop making guilty some other people. And we learn and we feel the heavy guilt of our own guilt, like heavy burden of our own guilt. If on this stage you still blame someone else, like parents, your country, not the right passport, not the right moment, your ex, your father, university didn't give you a good diploma, something else. If everyone guilty, you are not on this stage. You did not take responsibility for your life. This card means when you integrated and develop this energy, it means that the navel cord between you and your parents and your past is over, is cut. And now you are adult enough to take responsibilities for your life. Does not matter how old you are. Some kids are too serious, yes, and too responsible from the childhood, and they lose the childhood ages. This is also too much. Some people, they take a guilt for others in the relationship. Someone is always guilty. Whatever happened, you can turn it to him. Yeah? This is also minus. This is high level of the adult state, responsibilities and logic. It's a mature person, adult person, can take responsibilities if he, she is guilty, and can put a border and say no if he or she has nothing to do about that. This is nothing to be strong. You know, we think in Ukraine, we think that, okay, the man is strong if he takes guilt all the time on himself. But this is not correct energy. This is not how it should be. Because we are like women, we need to learn to take responsibilities of ourselves. So this energy is not correct. We need to, if we are guilty, we need to accept that we are guilty, and this person will never lose the dignity. In the good situation. Some presidents of the countries and politicians, after many years, they had enough dignity to say that they were wrong and apologize for some things they've done in the past. And some people, they always say, it was somebody before me, they did this law before me, it's not me. Everybody, always someone guilty. So this is the justice. Karma in our life. Because we will have karma out of life later. But this will happen, we will see it. Okay, if this energy is not enough, how it look like? The person does not see any causes and consequences. Cannot fix together what they did and how it happens. They never see their causes. They reach consequences, but they cannot understand what happened. And then you say that, okay, it's because you did this and this and this in the past at work, for example. Like, no, you just try to. They don't see it. You try to make me guilty. You try to do this. It was in the past. Why you stuck in the past? They don't even try to analyze. They don't even try to think. And of course, it's always guilty. Weather, country, passports, everyone is always guilty for something. Does not matter how old they are, these people. If it's too much.
You already said taking too much responsibility.
Yeah, when even you don't have to. Yeah, this is how it is. And guys, prejudices. When people, they judge before the results, when they they judge the things, they don't know what they are talking about, and
Not being impartial?
Yeah, not being impartial when they take someone's side immediately, to not see the clear picture, to not collect any data. So they kind of take someone's side and then they stuck there, and so they cannot take them away from the situation and see the situation just clear like it is. On the basic routine level, situations when you get natural logical result, good or bad, but it will be fair. Situations, actually, when we see this card in the and as a result of our reading, we will understand that result will be fair, result will be natural, and then here we can add additional card, which kind of natural and fair result we will get in this situation. Situations when you need to take logical decisions with considering all consequences and sides of the situation, because after taking a decision by justice, you will reach consequences. Here maybe not. Here maybe not. But here you will have consequences and you will have to deal with them. And what kind of decision you take now, you will get result in the future. You will reach it. It will be like in the face. You will reach it. So you need to think double. When you need to judge not for plans or intention, judge for not for plans. This is mistake here. When you need to judge not for plans or intention of the person, but for something which was really done, for the final result, not for what the person wanted to do, what they really did. Okay, guys, you can open this justice on my rope. It was open. Okay, sorry. Okay, let's imagine the situation and all these cards that we already have. Let's imagine the person. A man. Once upon a time, this man finished the university, had a good family, and so on, and decided to start his own business. He started to start his own business, and he started to move to his goal no matter what, despite anything. He closed his eyes on all consequences, everything what was around. He wanted to reach the goal. And he reached it. He became a good businessman. He started a company. This company started to grow. And
Why it's
I
gonna
don't
rain
know what
again?
happened.
It's going to rain again.
I don't know why they closed it. But
Yeah.
that's okay. We don't pay attention about that. So, he reached the goal. His company is the best company in the city. He has a lot of medals, a lot of certificates, best company of the year, and so on. He got his goal. He reached his goal. And now he appeared when he appeared. He stopped and started to look around. And what he is seeing, that during the time when he was reaching his goals, taking his own decisions, his kids grew up. And his wife, which they have a very good relationship before, looking to a totally different direction. He saw all situations how it is, without emotions, putting guilt on someone, not like he wanted to see the situation, but like it is, without any thoughts, impartially. He started to turn back and look at his way. In the most of the decks, he opened the card. Это надо заказывать, да. Ну подожди чуть-чуть. In the most of the decks, especially in the classic decks, the hermit turned to the back and looks to the path he already passed. And our businessman did the same. He turned to his past path and started to think and ask himself, is this really what I wanted? Is this really why I came here? This result I wanted to get? Why did I come here? Is it mine? The stage of the hermit. Principle of the sense. Personal true sense. Solitude and loneliness. Self-sufficiency. On this stage, we review our old goals, our old senses. And on this stage, we want to find our true goal and our true sense. Guys, if you take the card, the Fool and the Hermit, you will see one interesting thing. You will see the snowy peaks in the Fool. They were so far away from the Fool when he was here. They symbolized the heights that our Hermit is already conquered. He conquered the top. Here, the Hermit, it finished the row of the single numbers and the day passed. And this symbol, this picture, the Hermit of the snowy peaks, alone, open up the meaning of the card, path of development of our personality on the day path is over. We reached the top. It's a maximum what we can get on the day path. And this is period of summarizing our result. So we turn back and we summarize everything what happened. The archetype of the hermit is a wise old man. And if we remember fairy tales and legends and some mythologies, we know that very often they show the wise old man as someone that appears in a very difficult moment and gives some advice, gives some secret words, says something to the hero. For example, to open a new door or to get to some place, like Sim Salabim Salabim, or Sesam open up, or something else. But the most important, what he said, is true name of the hero. True name gives us, to our hero and to all of us, the stage of the knowledge, the stage of development, when we understand who we are in a real life, who we are truly, without these masks, without these belongings to the society, without any picture that we want to show ourselves, who we are in the real life. The mask of the businessman, the best in the city. But the true name is different. Self-identification. Without parents, without friends, who you are, without all those people and all those masks. And these kind of questions, these kind of answers, and this true name we can get only in privacy, alone with ourselves. We can understand who we are. Old wise man is an archetype. In the real life, of course, we don't need to meet anyone to show us and to say something. Usually it happens inside. Of course, sometimes it happens from, some coincidences and some person just gives some good advice or just met in the right time. But usually it is with a long period of loneliness. Okay, here we turn back to our past path and we ask to rethink about all our decisions and all our acts. Here we ask ourselves, is this what I was striving for? Is this what I wanted? Is this really what I wanted to get? Is this result what I was going through all of these troubles? This energy push us to reconsider all our goals. The day pass, it's a path of achieving, manifestation ourselves in a visible world. And on the stage of the hermit, this value slowly start to die. We are coming closer to the ninth path. On this card, we see the hermit with the hoodie, with the coat, so he's kind of like separated himself from the society, from everyone outside, even from weather, from everything. We see the flashlight he has with this star, the inner light. On this stage, we need to learn how to move without any guides, teachers, guru, masters, anyone. We need to find our true name, who we are for the real. On this stage, we start to think, where do I go? Is this where I go? Is it matching with my inner path, with my inner wish? Do I really want this? Highest goal and aspiration. What is my goal in the life? What is my mission? Where do I go? This what I have now matches with what I really want. It's a very uncomfortable condition. A reconsideration of all our decisions and acts. Is it really, we ask this question, is it really what I want? Guys, remember, on the stage of the hermit, never we get answers. Only questions. Never. To be able to get an answer on these questions, this guy needs to go to the Wheel of Fortune. He needs to go to the Ninth Path. In these questions we ask when we are alone. We want to feel not our personality that we were talking about these 2 weeks and the whole past. We want to feel our individuality. Here we are ready to build our own path, our own way, and find self-identification. All goals are achieved here, but we ask the questions still, we are not satisfied. And this answer on these questions, we are not rushing ourselves to find because we understand that they are very important. We just want to understand. Why did I do all of these steps? For what I did this everything? Why did I come here on these talks? Is it mine? What is my destiny? What is my mission? One more time. Self-identification. Yes, we get it. What is this self-identification? True name, we call it. Here we understand very clear who we are. That the place where we take in this world can be taken only by us. Nobody can replace us here. We don't need to be accepted in the society, to be nice, to be accepted to some circle of people, to be good and so on. We don't care about that. We feel special. We feel original, like we are. We feel that we have some kind of power we need to prove. We don't need to prove. We don't need to show. We are good with ourselves. We don't want to change anything. We don't want to be someone else just to be accepted. Here we feel original. And we can show ourselves like we want. Manifest ourselves like we want. Self-identification. And once you get this self-identification, you will never forget it. You will never come back to your previous stage. And never refuse from your real name. Who you are for real. Not what others, or not what it's common to be. Who you are. But no answers. Self-identification, yes, but no answers. Guys, there was some historical, famous Greek philosopher, Thales Milevsky, and he was very wise, and people, they were coming to him and asked, like, okay, he was even before Christ, actually, and they were asking, what is the most difficult thing in the world? And he was so smart, and he said, to understand yourself. And then they said, okay, what is the most easiest thing in the world? And he said that, give advices to others. So he was wise even before Christ. Okay, guys, what is the reversed guy? How do you think?
Maybe not wanting to see what you did in the past and taking acknowledge of the steps that you did in order to move on.
You are talking about not enough or too much?
Reversed.
Yeah, it's reversed. We call it reversed. We will not use reversed cards when we do tarot reading, but this is a shadow of the energy, or not enough or too much.
When it's not enough.
When it's not enough. Okay, he doesn't ask these questions.
Exactly.
Non-distraction.
Uh-huh.
Doesn't want to be that. Doesn't want to understand itself.
Doesn't want not interested about how say.
There's a sense of like being superficial and not completely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like only on the surface. Okay, that's enough. Like what a sense, what a reason to start to find something there. Okay. When it's too much.
Maybe when you're even stopping your own progress because you're questioning too much yourself.
Yes. Good.
When you're making everything so slow.
Yes, when one question is coming, after one question comes a second question, another question, and this question is so much, so you spend ages just questioning, and everything is a question, and it feels like, okay, now it's time to move on, to find the answer finally on something. They still continue to trick themselves into questions. It's always when people, they stuck on this isolation. Like they isolate themselves to, like I don't need anyone. I am the hermit in this world, okay? Nobody understands me. I am with myself very good. I have my inner light. I don't care about anyone. He's trying to find these 1 million questions, philosophize all the time without any reason, without any results, without any development. One day, you need to seek for these answers. Okay, guys. Actually, in tarot reading, it can show the man who is existing in the situation, but nobody can see him. Okay, we had a lover girl, we have a lover guy.
Oh.
This is basic routine level. Yes, on the basic routine level, it can show the competitor. For example, guys, you compete with someone like, I don't know, your company compete with someone who will win the competition, competitor. Like you want to have some order, you compete with some other companies for the best price or for something, and if you ask the question, will I win this competition? I don't know how to say, this order. If you see the Hermit, it's a competitor. He is very strong. He conquered the top.
So it's not somebody else who's going to win.
But it's someone
As a result, if you see as a result this card, it can show. Of course, you have to see all cards in the reading. We will come to that. But this competitor is strong. Okay, he went through the whole day pass. He completed the day pass. He is very strong guy. On the basic routine level, temporary isolation, traveling alone as well. Guys, working from home, it's a temporary isolation. Okay, when you are from distance. Studying, working from distance on the basic routine level. Solving the problem alone by using your own idea, not asking for help. So you are alone in this situation. Self-education, research for something you want to know. The process, not answers, the process. Physical exit from the situation. When you see this card, like, okay, will we break up? You see the Hermit on your positions, you will exit the situation. You will leave the situation. Or your partner, if you see on his positions, he will leave the situation. Okay?
Interesting.
Can be. We see the other cards. I just give you some options how it can be. Okay, guys. When we know our true name, when we finally get it, when we self-identify ourselves, on the border of the day and night, we want to find the answers on our questions. We want to understand who we are and what kind of mission in this life we have. The Wheel of Fortune.